Now 5 deaths in the national capital in the past 24 hours after Delhi has been hit by the worst ever Chikungunia outbreak. A disease considered non-lethal is now taking a deadly toll. Hospitals are struggling to cope with the rush. Delhi is struggling to cope with the fact that its ministers are missing in action, and so is the Lieutenant Governor.
हम लोग अगले महीने चाइना जा रहे हैं, जिस प्रोविंस में ये प्रयोग हुआ है वहां पर इसको देखने के लिए जा रहे हैं। और दिल्ली में अगले साल डेंगू को जड़ से खत्म करने के लिए कुछ भी प्रयोग या प्रयास किए जाएं, उस पर कमीशन काम करेगी।
Despite all tall claims, Delhi is battling its worst ever chikungunya and dengue outbreak. And the men who should be its front line of defense are missing in action. Senior ministers of Arvind Kejriwal cabinet and the Chief Minister himself have abandoned Delhi for greener pastures. Sample this. Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal, after his 4-day Punjab campaign, is getting treated for cough in Bengaluru. Health Minister Satyendra Jain, directly responsible for the health scare, is, believe it or not, campaigning in Goa, while Minister Gopal Rai is in Chhattisgarh. Another, Imran Hussain, is on Hajj tour to Saudi Arabia. Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia is touring Finland. If the apathy was not enough, senior Aam Aadmi Party ministers came out with shockers, shifting the buck. The opposition came up with a harsh indictment of the Aam Aadmi Party government.
The capital of this country is reeling under vector-borne diseases, that is chikungunya, dengue and malaria. And when some questions are being put in front of Mr. Arvind Kejriwal not only shuns these questions, but he gives out a statement in Twitter saying that don't question me, question the Prime Minister.
While remaining oblivious to Delhi's plight, Kejriwal and his ministers have repeatedly blamed the Delhi Lieutenant Governor. And on a day of multiple chikungunya deaths, Aam Aadmi Party government came out with another Twitter jibe at Najib Jung. With Ilma Hassan in Delhi, Bureau Report, India Today.
Who will be held accountable for what is happening to Delhi at the moment, and what are the solutions, importantly? Dr. Romel Thiku, Senior Consultant, Department of Internal Medicine at Max Hospital, is with me. Shazia Ilmi of the BJP and Raghav Chadda of the Aam Aadmi Party are also with us. Let me first turn to the politicians and then I'll turn to you, sir, for solutions. I just want to understand from the politicians, Raghav Chadda, how long is this going to continue? That whenever there is a crisis, you will blame the Lieutenant Governor. Surely the Aam Aadmi Party, the Health Minister, is the nodal agency which is supposed to be responsible for ensuring that hospitals, particularly those which come under the state, are well equipped to tackle the chikungunya and dengue menace, and that's not happening. That's the reality that we are seeing on the ground.
Well, Mr. Sardesai, before I answer your question, allow me to put some facts before you. Kerala has reported more than 5,100 cases of vector-borne diseases, Odisha 5,200, Bengal 5,100, Karnataka 3,800, and Delhi has reported only 1,100 cases of vector-borne diseases. So therefore, when a debate is going on vector-borne diseases and the assumption of these vector-borne diseases occupying epidemic proportions, we should have representatives from other political parties which are running government in West Bengal, Kerala, etc., and not just Delhi, in all fairness. Now, having said that, as far as the situation in Delhi is concerned, there is multiplicity of agency which leads to diffuse responsibility. Therefore, it is important to understand how things are functioning in Delhi. As far as the rule book is concerned, sanitation, fumigation, cleanliness and all other preventive activities are to be carried out by the Municipal Corporation of Delhi, that is the civic authorities, which is clearly laid down in the MCD Act after the 73rd, 74th Constitutional Amendment. Therefore, as far as preventive action is concerned, the entire onus is on the civic authorities. As far as the government of Delhi is concerned, they are supposed to give certain health services, ensure that appropriate medical treatment, medical arrangements are there, medicines are there, and certain information awareness awareness campaigns are run. The government of Delhi is very much doing that. There is absolutely no problem as far as the medical treatment is concerned. There is severe laxity and criminal negligence on the part of MCD because they have not done their prevention work. In fact, they have not even spent the money that has been given to them by the central government and the Delhi government for this. Now let me just highlight the most important part in this whole episode. The most important part is, just Mr. Sardesai, I'll take 30 more seconds. It's very important for your viewers to know this. Since February, the health minister and his team have been working on this action plan so that when the monsoon season arrives, vector-borne diseases should not occupy epidemic proportions. On the 4th of August, that is after the High Court pronouncement, all the officers have been changed by the Lieutenant Governor. So therefore the team that was working with the Health Minister on this action plan has been completely changed, and the Health Minister and the Lieutenant Governor has personally signed an order to change the Health Secretary. Now we have a situation in Delhi where the Health Secretary has been changed. Another man has been deputed by the Lieutenant Governor who is not even attending meetings that are being chaired by the Health Minister. So the entire bureaucracy which is responsible to execute all this is not even listening to the Health Minister of Delhi, and all executive, legislative and administrative powers are with the Lieutenant Governor. So my question is, where is the Lieutenant Governor?
You know, you are making a very strong case to try and blame the Lieutenant Governor. I want therefore Shazia Ilmi to respond to that, because Shazia Ilmi, we now have this situation of multiplicity of authorities in this city. So whenever anything happens in the national capital, the Delhi government blames the LG. The LG office may well blame someone else. There is the MCD which is controlled by the BJP. And I wonder who is in the end responsible for Delhi. Delhi ka koi mai baap nahi hai at the moment. That's the worry. I am not worried about LG or frankly of Aam Aadmi Party, but I believe as a citizen I expect a better cohesion between the LG's office, MCD and the Delhi government. They should all work together.
Absolutely, absolutely, because there is a multiplicity of agencies. They have to make a concerted effort and there is no getting away from it. But if the only action plan is not to work and look at dengue or malaria cases, and the only action plan is to woo the Punjab voters and the voters in Goa, obviously nothing is going to happen. I think
Aam Aadmi Party work together on this. What matters more? Do political egos matter more?
Money is being used at all the glorification.
Do political egos matter more or the citizen matter more?
Can I finish? Yes, Rajdeep, of course. That's what center is. You should ask Arvind Kejriwal that. Who's even using this? Who's even using the health of Delhi to prove the point and rub the point about center and state? And Arvind knew very well when he was contesting elections that it is not a full state. Arvind knew very well that he was not going to control MCD. Arvind knew very well that MCD was to be controlled by BJP and Congress, followed by Congress councillors. Why is there a health ministry? Why is there a budget of 3,200 crores for the health ministry? Why isn't Arvind Kejriwal saying right now that we want to concentrate on Punjab and Himachal and other states and we can't do anything about it? Why doesn't he resign? If MCD is responsible, if LG is responsible, what is Arvind Kejriwal doing there?
Shazia Ilmi makes, no, you make a good point. Shazia Ilmi is making a good point. If Arvind Kejriwal believes he is so helpless, why doesn't he again resign and say, look, I can't do anything for Delhi, please blame the LG, let the LG run Delhi.
Okay. Now, Mr. Sardesai, it was your channel which on the 4th of August 2016 ran a story, ran this news package ad nauseum that Lieutenant Governor is the super boss of Delhi. All administrative, executive, legislative powers effectively rest with the Lieutenant Governor, and the legislators of the Delhi Legislative Assembly and the Council of Ministers are nothing but a set of members who are a part of the debating society and have absolutely no powers or authority. Now it is your channel which ran this story. Who is the Lieutenant Governor of Delhi? Najib Jung. Who does he report to? Narendra Modi ji. So why doesn't your channel and you yourself question the BJP, the Lieutenant Governor and the Prime Minister? That's point number one. Point number two, there are 7 members of parliament of the BJP. All 7 members of parliament are of the BJP.
I question the ability
of the BJP. All 3 mayors who run the the
anything,
civic
then give it
authorities
up.
are of the BJP.
If you can't do anything, then give it up.
All 3 mayors who run the
If you
civic
can't do
authorities
anything,
are
then
of
why
the
are you
BJP.
there? If
7
you're so
members of
helpless, then
parliament
give it
are from
up.
the BJP,
But you knew
no
MCD
questions are
was
asked
there.
to the BJP.
You knew
No,
it was
I'm going to
there.
start.
Why would you do
Producer,
everything?
let the mics have to, I feared this is what would happen. I appreciate there are strong points on both sides, but I want to come to someone because as a citizen, I want a solution. In fact, people in my family today are suffering from chikungunya. Dr. Rommel Teku, please tell me. Yeah. What is, if you were to give some advice to the politicians who are fighting with each other, forget which party they belong to now, what would be the advice? What is needed immediately to control this epidemic at the moment?
See, we've seen cases all the year through. I mean, last 10 years, we haven't seen so much of chikungunya. So why we're seeing so many cases is just because there hasn't been much of chikungunya in the last 10 years. But there has been dengue. And every time this happens in this season, especially the pre-monsoon season.
Has it got any worse this time?
There are more of chikungunya cases. We haven't seen so much of chikungunya.
And why is that? Why do you believe that is?
One, I think because people have not been exposed to the virus in the last 10 years. So they don't have immunity. The second is probably the virus has mutated. Apart from that, we also have to spread awareness about
So what would you advise the politicians today who are in charge of the health departments of the city? What is the immediate need?
We need to be proactive. There is no treatment for chikungunya. There is no vaccination against chikungunya. So at the beginning of the season, we know it happens every year. We have to be a little more proactive. We know the government is doing its job. The MCD knows how to do fumigation, sanitation and blah, blah. But it's not only the government, I would say that. It's you, me, all the citizens of Delhi who have to chip in. You need to make sure that the environment in, around your house, at your workplace is clean. There is no stagnation of water. See, all our efforts should be directed at mosquito breeding because that's how the disease spreads. And apart from what the government is doing, we have to have the schools, the hospitals, the health organizations, the resident welfare associations, all of us have to chip in, have to spread awareness of the disease, tell people that this is how the disease starts, this is where the mosquito breeds. We have to prevent stagnation of water in and around our house. If we manage to do that, I'm sure we'll nip it in the bud.
So you need a massive sanitation campaign above anything else. That's where it really starts.
And there's no awareness at all. I don't see any campaigns happening, and it has to start at the beginning of the season. And then all of us, whether it's the MCD, whether it's the government, or whether it's the hospitals or the schools or the doctors, all of us have to chip in, and all the citizens also, because I would still say not many people are aware of the disease. They don't know how it spreads, what to do, how to prevent it, and it's all about water stagnation and mosquito breeding.
Can I therefore, in conclusion, tell the two political leaders, you have a lot of money, Mr. Chatan, keep your answer short, to try and spread awareness. Why can't you spread awareness? What stops you from having a massive campaign? If you can have
26 crores are being spent on self-glorification.
I'll tell you.
Okay, according to
Mr.
Shazia Ilmi, less money on self-glorification of Mr. Kejriwal, more money on awareness on campaigns.
Crores on foreign trips, 526 crores on self-glorification.
May I please complete?
And on Punjab
now only
elections.
if this cacophony stops will I be able to respond.
Mr. Chatta, I'm giving you 30 seconds.
I would not want to indulge in a
Chatta,
shouting
can
match.
I expect a massive awareness campaign from your government?
I hope the BJP spokesperson will not. Yes. Well, as I pointed out, Mr. Sardesai, an awareness campaign is being run by the government of Delhi quite extensively on print media, electronic media, radio, internet, etc. The health minister, as we speak, is touring every hospital of the government of Delhi as we speak. And let me, in conclusion, also point out that all the suggestions that the doctor on your panel has made are very well received, but they are not well directed, because all these suggestions are to be directed to the MCDs and the left. May I please complete? May I please complete?
Don't lie.
Mr. Sardesai, kindly invite
today.
who do not verbal heckle. May I please complete my point?
Yes, quickly. Please complete.
I mean, this is very immature on our part to constantly shout, because these suggestions are to be directed to the MCD, because sanitation, fumigation, cleanliness, to ensure that water does not get stagnated, all these things are the obligatory functions of the MCD which is being run by the BJP for the past 9 years. And let me in conclusion also point out, since the Lieutenant Governor and his role has been discussed extensively on this show, can you believe it, Mr. Sardesai, that on the 3rd of September, on the 2nd of September rather, the Lieutenant Governor of Delhi sanctioned leave for the Health Secretary. The Health Secretary of Delhi was given leave.
I'm going to leave it there. This heckling has to stop.
What I'm trying to say is that
this is a serious issue that does.
in cahoots.
No, I'm going to leave it there because I think as the Dr.
May I-
Tiku is
am I
pointing out,
heckling?
this is not a day
Am
for
I heckling,
political
Mr.
one-upmanship.
Sardesai?
For God's
Can
sake,
you please
let's
ask
put...
the BJP spokesperson to calm down?
Sirs, I all request all of you, this is a serious issue that effectively needs now the two parties to work
I'm
together.
very calm.
Please
Look
put
at you.
India above politics and above personal egos.
How you
The
cheating
time has come to
yourself?
do
Lying
that.
all the time.
That has to
Shamelessly
stop shouting
embracing.
and may I please
Miss Ilmi, let's leave it there. I think at the end of the day, the people of Delhi and indeed the country deserve better than politicians fighting with each other on these issues, serious issues of public health at times on national television. Let's leave it there. Thank you very much, Dr. Tiku. I hope this awareness campaign spreads every year and is made more sustained.